You missed your roll fake. All right, D&D stream. Okay, get our music started here. Oh, dang it! I did the dumb. I gotta switch the scene real fast, and then we gotta switch it back. That's fine. You probably won't do as many dumbs as me.
Damn it, Shane.
You want to bet?
No.
That's not a challenge I want to take up.
Oh, okay. So we'll just do it like this then. That's fine. And then I go to this one. We go to Facebook and we pull up our what is it? The watch together.
Oh, Twitch. I forgot about the Twitch stream.
The Twitch. I'm twitching. All right. Cool. You guys ready? I don't know if I'm ready.
You've had all this time.
I know I've had all this time, and then the technology didn't work with me. That's okay. Someone drew a little smiley face in the fort. Who did that? Who did that?
Where?
David.
Someone drew a smiley face in the fort.
Patrick.
Okay.
David.
Patrick, your color is literally green.
All right, let me turn my music down because I can't think with it so loud. All right,
Patrick,
let's go to our
change
recap
color.
here. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Oh. All right. The Honorbound. After doling out some magic items and their spoils from the laboratory, they started their journey home cautiously. They traveled largely by summoning giant eagles and riding them the majority of their journey through the mountains. They eventually made camp near the small lake where they fought the Froghemoth, a few hours out of the Dragon Fang range. During, I believe it was Kakira's watch, she noticed a large, hulking creature flying towards the center of the valley, possibly in the direction of Horridine's hamlet. Taking a few moments to deliberate, the group decided to warn the hamlet, as well as Zerf and Andorra, via a sending spell. They then forsook the rest of their night to sleep in favor of pursuing this large beast and trying to get home before the end of the night was through. Hot on its tail for several hours, flying through the thunder and lightning, the view of the town broke through the trees. They watched as the creature hovered over the outer wall and wreathed the wall and guards in a purple beam. Being struck by large ballista bolts, the creature quickly went on deeper into the forest. Noticing that the guards that the creature had just killed rose as skeletons, the Honorbound decided to stop and deal with the threat, destroying the skeletons of their guardsmen to save the rest of the town. After checking in and some further investigating, the group decided to head off into the forest after the creature to see if they could find where it lay in wait. Calvio, Sige, and Kakira scattered ahead of the group, and they spotted a clearing, in which there were 3 figures. An elven man in dark purple armor with a great sword as black as midnight. A gargantuan orc with 2 swords on his back and a strip of cloth tied around his eyes. And a small halfling woman in bluish wizard's robes. We pick up now, and these were all kneeling in front of this dragon. We pick up now with the Honorbound back in their fort, sitting in the war room. It is late morning, and they still have yet to find time to sleep.
Buh. Yay, no sleep.
That's kind of how I feel right now.
Flint would come in and say, "Oh, I've got a letter from the guard in Andorra. I'll leave it on your desk. I'm going to go see to my family."
All right.
So he leaves a parchment on your desk. He would also say that it is in reference to what's been happening in Andorra regarding the plague.
Oh, good.
Things like that.
I guess I'll open it and read it.
Okay. Find it here.
No, trying to find out if zombies are gonna come to Courtney's Hamlet, I guess.
So you guys should see the letter from Captain Joseph Carrand. It reads, directed towards Master Flint, since he's the one who sent the letter earlier. Grace favor your soul and the rest of the Honorbound. The Guard of Andorra received your query. A few of the menders from Aurealis have come to aid in quelling the plague. They have been successful for the most part, as it is beginning to recede. However, whatever forces we send down into the sewers to investigate continue to come up missing. I humbly request that you and your party come to investigate, or we will be forced to request a military garrison to be sent into the sewers to clear them out. If you do this for our sovereign city, I will see that your troop is handsomely rewarded. If you are unable at this time, then, if you could provide a referral for someone who may be able to handle the situation, that would be most welcome. May luck meet you, and send the Duke of Horadine my regards. Captain of the Andoran City Guard, Joseph Carrand.
Dope. I would have read this aloud to everyone, for sure.
And Flint would mention possibly Zerf, and he'd give a little bit more explanation that he wants to make sure that his family is okay, and his position is that he's going to spend time shoring up defenses around Oradine's Hamlet and oversee defensive fortifications for if something like that dragon were to show up again.
Alright, so I guess we have a couple of different things to consider. We've got the looming threat of dragons that breathe literal death. Andorra's kind of in a situation with the sewers. Of the two, the dragon kind of seems like a more pressing matter.
Yeah, I would say that too.
And I also don't know who we would refer to deal with the sewers, should we decline. Does anyone have any ideas on that one? Nothing? Bueller?
We could ask
Bueller?
Eric.
I guess we could ask Eric.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
but
he'd
see,
do
the
it.
last time I called for Sarek, he was kind of grumpy with me at the end of that. So the chances of him coming back, for me, probably not as good.
Yeah, but Flint might actually have mead this time, or wine.
Well, I mean, we are in the fort now, so.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if he would go deal with it though. Might take a lot of wine. I guess we have a lot of wine.
are you asking me to call Sarek right now?
No.
You asked for options.
I did ask for options.
Make me a history check, everybody.
Oh shit. Okay.
I can do those.
Including me.
Oh, that's not
no,
terrible.
actually, you hadn't spent a whole lot of time in it.
Yeah.
15.
15.
It's a long shot, but I don't think my order would help much with that, even though they should.
24.
It's an option.
How-
You might be able to send a pigeon to someone within the White Cloaks and see if they would be willing to deal with it for possibly some payment that you know that they would want to extract. 15 is more than enough. You know that
Dope.
Zerf is in the city, so she may have her own connections that she might be able to talk to
That's
deal with.
Okay.
But if Xarrikir would like to put forth that idea, he of course can.
Yeah, we could recommend.
The white cloaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but specifically the two shitheads
Yep.
that we've been dealing with the entire time.
Yep. Absolutely. I like that idea.
I just don't know how I feel about asking the White Cloaks to do something for us.
Well, it wouldn't be for us; it'd be for Andorra.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
have to recommend them.
Mhm.
That's the kicker.
Then maybe it is a better idea for us to send a letter to Zerf and see what kind of connections she has.
Kakira knows sending, right?
She does.
Can they respond to sending?
Yes.
I
But I
mean,
will not be able to respond to her response.
yeah, could we?
I can only sending once more.
Does Zerf know sending?
Probably.
Zerf could sending back. So we get a total of 4 messages.
Or we could just like send her a message.
That's what we're trying to do right now.
I like by pigeon.
Oh, but that's too slow.
I mean,
How about by eagle?
they waited for us. They sent a letter to us.
Yeah, but we has magic.
I was just suggesting it instead of using spells.
We're about to go to sleep?
Are we though?
I hope. Is it Marsica? No, it's Xarrikir and Fang that have a point of exhaustion, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. How much longer before they get a second one?
You're getting pretty close.
Okay.
That was a really good pop.
So maybe
Was a good pop. His room is pretty echoey too. Maybe Fang and Xarrikir go take a snooze. And we won't be far behind you. We're just gonna send a I mean, I guess if we're gonna send a message, then you may as well just stay. But if we're gonna send a pigeon, then go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't see why Fang couldn't be asleep already.
Fang might be.
Probably went and curled up by the
Good
fire.
night, pup.
Yep. He's probably like, all right, I'm out.
So are we sending a letter or by pigeon, or are we sending?
I mean,
That's kind of where we're at.
Are
How
we-
urgent do we need to know if they can take care of the sewers?
Yeah, I mean, it was the something was sent to you by pigeon.
So it's not terribly urgent, I guess.
It's up to you. Yeah.
can we pick a particularly fast
Okay,
pigeon?
hang on. Do we want to deal with the cellar or give it to someone else?
the cellar?
Or not the cellar, the
The sewer.
sewers.
Oh, 'cause we have to deal with the cellar as well.
Yes, but we'll get there. Sewers or dragon?
I mean, what can we do about the dragon?
I'm not talking about the dragon, what we're going to do about the dragon. I'm asking if we want to take care of the sewers or if we're going to go searching for things on the dragon.
I mean, ¿por qué no las dos? Can't we go up there and take care of the sewer and also do some research at, like, a library?
Oh yeah, I guess there is the library there. Yeah,
Maybe they're
okay.
related.
Somehow I doubt that, but you never know. But the library is there. We could technically do some looking, and it wouldn't hurt to talk to Zerf about it, I suppose.
Heading to
Yeah.
it, like you mean like making a trip to Andorra?
Yeah, and then going
would-
to the library.
There would be less book forts involved this time.
Yeah, there would.
I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing.
I mean, because it's not like there's anything about the dragon that we can do right this very second.
No.
Yeah.
So
That dragon seems a little bit out of our level.
Okay, so
We can just.
if we're about to go to sleep, then I guess, or if we're gonna go to Andorra, then we can just go to sleep and start heading out in the morning, and then we don't have to respond immediately.
Sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
But we could send a pigeon
if
saying,
we're
"Hey,
going
we're
to-
gonna show up."
If we're going
Or
to
we could
sleep,
just
I
show
could
up.
just sending them a message and then.
Oh,
go to sleep.
yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Who do I need to send the message to?
Who is the letter from
Is it
again?
the guard captain?
Yeah, guard captain Joseph Carand.
And we've met him before, correct?
Yes, I think so. He was the one you
Okay.
guys met, and behind the table in the what's it called? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
in
with
the
you.
in
Study
the palace.
with the knife.
In the study
the
with
wrench.
yes.
All right. I will send a message to the guard captain, and it will say. What time did you say it was? It was like afternoon.
It's late morning.
Late morning,
And we have not slept.
and we have not slept.
So we're gonna
Um,
leave in like the middle of the night. Or are we gonna be so tired that we just sleep until the next one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Xarrikir might be that tired at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you guys have been talking for a little bit now, and you did do a little outing out to do some reconnaissance. So I need everybody that is still awake to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Well,
On
Includes
save.
Marsica.
Dirty 20.
So Kakira got 25.
Wow. Kakira's
I rolled a
fine.
20.
Shit.
I got
Calvio's
24.
just fine. Xarrikir's okay. You still have just that 1 point of exhaustion. You okay?
Yeah.
Did you take it with disadvantage because you do have that point of exhaustion?
It
is a skill check. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
why?
I'm sorry.
A
Marsica,
9.
Marsica
Xarrikir
also
has
got
2
a
points of
9.
exhaustion. Marsica has 1 point of exhaustion. Xarrikir has 2 points of exhaustion. How did Sige do?
I think I got a 10.
Sige has a point of exhaustion. Flint is not currently there, so we won't worry about him.
And Fang is.
How is he
asleep.
awake?
Fang is currently sleeping. So go ahead and mark those points of exhaustion. Xarrikir, I believe your movement speed is now halved.
I'm gonna go to
Jesus Christ.
bed.
Good thing all you have to do is move to the bed.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Where do I put this?
Yeah, how do you mark
It's kind
that?
of
It's
hard.
under
it's kinda hard to
conditions.
mark.
If you go to active conditions and click that box, then
Oh.
at the very bottom there's exhaustion.
Where is
Nifty.
that?
You see where it's next to armor class. There's a thing that says defenses, and then in that same box there's a thing that says conditions. And then you just click in the box, and then you can put any condition there. So blinded, invisible, paralyzed. All the way at the bottom of that are your levels of exhaustion. And it should automatically update your sheet based on that level of exhaustion.
Well, I don't see that. What you're talking
Oh,
about?
Are you using Roll20 or are you using OBS?
Yes.
Or, so I think he was describing
D&D Beyond.
Beyond. Just put it
D&D
on. Let me look
Beyond.
here. Xarrikir. Put it on your bio page or other resource, I guess, and type that as exhaustion and put 2 on there on that first page.
Hey, Aber.
What a
I have good news and bad news.
okay.
Which one do you want first?
I want the bad news first.
Okay. The bad news is you're gonna have to redo your video stuff for this stream.
Okay, what's the good news? Is Heaven showing up?
Heaven just got home.
Heck yeah! Awesome. Cool. That's
Woo
fine.
heaven!
That's no big deal.
Yeah! So we're all gonna go to
Kinda
sleep,
have
and Patrick's gonna send a message to the thing, and snoozing.
Yeah.
All right.
I will tell the guard captain. We will deal with the sewers. We are on our way back to Andorra.
Okay. Are you typing a letter or are you doing a sending spell?
Sending spell.
Okay. So what do you say to the guard captain? Exactly.
We will take care of the sewers. We are on our way back to Andorra.
Does this wait? Does this guard captain know? We've sent him a sending spell before, correct?
You haven't sent
I
him
believe
a
so.
sending spell before, I don't think.
I mean, it doesn't
No,
matter.
you
if he
did once.
responds
You
or
did
not.
once.
We did, so he's familiar. Okay, yeah. You can respond to this message and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But he would reply quickly, saying, "Thank you for your expedited attendance to this matter. Zerf says there may be a threat to the city?" Question mark.
Oh. Good.
Heaven's playing dress up.
Hey.
Heaven!
And the vest isn't as big as she is.
You know that reference is possibly to what?
The dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragons. Okay. So then everyone's snoozing. We're all snoozing.
Everybody's going to sleep now.
Yes.
How far away is it to the door that I opened from where I am?
From where you are currently, it's
Correct.
I mean, do you want like an exact feet sort of deal? Because it's below you.
No. No, I just want to know if I can walk to it and check it out without blowing up rooms and shit.
Yeah.
I just want to go check out the door before we go to sleep.
So you head down.
And there's still guards and shit there, right?
Since last time you saw, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going down.
When you got home wasted.
I'm yelling timber.
So you head down, and
About that.
it looks like this area has been sweeped out in the cellar since last you've been here. It's starting to look more like an actual storeroom and a storage area where they keep their supplies for the fort. And you go to the room that is currently blocked off, and there are 2 guards there.
Okay.
And they salute you as you come up, and they say, "My lord, what do you require?"
I'd just like to know if there's been anything from the other side of the door.
Few explosions
off-white.
within the first few days, but it's been quiet for 2.
Huh.
It's a couple explosions the first couple days.
Okay.
So something was in there.
All right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go back up and get Kakira and tell Kakira this, and I'm gonna tell Sige this, and we're all gonna go back down. Actually, Sige's got a point of exhaustion. I'm just telling Kakira this.
I was
Okay,
gonna say,
this-
she could probably be okay, but sure.
That's up to you guys, and if Kakira wants to go,
Whoever's still, if anyone's still in the room, I'm gonna pretty much just say it out loud, then specifically looking for Kakira, because I'm assuming Flint isn't here and Kakira can cast ward.
So,
Okay.
Kakira, are you going down with Calvio to inspect the room?
Yes.
Okay.
I would have said it out loud, so if anyone else is in the room, minus Shane, go the fuck to sleep.
So Xarrikir, are you gonna listen and
Yes.
go to sleep, or are you gonna be stubborn and go with them? What would Xarrikir do?
I feel like Xarrikir's stubborn.
Yeah, sorry, Kira's gonna go.
All right, everyone's going. Great.
By the way, I don't have the warding spell currently.
So should we check out the room then, or
Sure.
I feel like we should check out the room because we know the passcode to get in. It's not like we're gonna blow up the ward.
Do you remember
That's
the
true.
passcode?
So
Do you remember
I
the
have no
passcode?
idea what's going on still.
Okay, good. Then you cast. It doesn't matter. That's why I went to go get you. Yeah.
So Xarrikir doesn't know what's going on. Xarrikir, go ahead and ask. Like, you can say, well, what's the deal with this basement?
Yeah, what is the deal with the basement? Why were there explosions?
Well, Calvio thought it'd be a good idea to open the door before checking to see if there's a way to close it.
What?
Well, how else were we supposed to know if we could close it without opening the door?
We could have just
We-
left it closed.
What's behind the door?
A staircase.
A giant tunnel. And potentially a really powerful dead wizard.
We don't know, is the problem. We have our suspicions, and we opened the door, but then we could not close the door.
That being said, we found out that this whole area used to be some kind of civilization that sunk. So there could just be tunnels everywhere, and this was kind of used for that. So...
But, since we couldn't close the door, there were some wards that were set up, and...
apparently they went boom.
If they exploded, then... means that somehow they were set off. So that's what we're all kind of curious about right now. Because we set them up to where no one from the outside would have been able to trip them off.
So it had to come from inside. I'm gonna be so angry if it's just a dead squirrel down here.
How would a squirrel have gotten in there?
Because they're tunnels!
Oh.
It's just a mole.
Yeah, just a mole. Dead mole. Great. Okay. So
I would say
let's go
Kakira
check out...
would remember the password to her own spell.
Oh, I
Even
mean,
if
I
Patrick
actually do
doesn't.
remember the password, though.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So, as you guys get down, the guards stand aside. There's Marsica. The whole party minus Flint is
Flint.
there. And Kakira, what is the password to disarm the door?
Melon.
Owlbear eggs.
That's
Oh, yeah!
Right!
So, you
I
watch.
was looking back through my notes.
I did also write it down, but I actually did remember it.
Nice. You see the faint hum, or the glyphs that kind of circle the door disperse for a moment, allowing you to open it and pass through.
I will open the door.
Okay, you open the door.
In we go.
You all walk through, and what you see is, honestly, how many... You guys cast like 4 glyph spells in this room.
There were quite a few.
There were quite a few. There was like 4 or 5 of them.
I think
Yes.
we casted, I want to say 6 total. I think we casted
That's
as many as
what I
we could.
You see, it's a very strange sight in this room. You see bones just blasted in many directions, bits of rotting flesh that are also blasted in many directions, and also this creature that's laying in the center of the room that has long lizard-like legs, a huge lion's head. Off to one side, it has a goat's head, and then another like salamander-looking head. And on the back is one
gross.
long
Snake.
scorpion tail piercer.
Oh.
As soon as I see this, I'm making sure the guards didn't follow us, and if they did, I'm telling them to get the fuck out.
One of them is starting to like peek around the corner.
I'm telling them to leave. Go away.
Okay.
And this thing is alive.
No, it's dead. It's dead.
Oh,
dead.
okay.
Yeah. It is currently there's a lot of blood on in this room. And then you see the open door and into it that opens up into a large gaping maw of a black tunnel.
Well, the wards worked.
Yeah.
Sige would be very curious about the creature that
Make
was
me a
in
nature
front of him,
check.
so he'd go look.
Sige, go ahead and make me a nature check.
We're nature checking. Ooh, that's a dirty 20.
Nice. It looks like whatever this creature is or was seems to be an amalgamation of 3 or 4, maybe 5 different creatures that were put together in one. You see elements of a scorpion, elements of what you know with that dirty 20 to be called a behir, which is the salamander-looking head. A lion, of course, a lizard, and a goat. Seems to all be stitched into one animal.
You guys get whatever information you can or need to write down from this. As soon as you're done, I'm burning this. I would rather not have a guard come in here and see this. If anyone can draw this, this might be useful for Zerf.
Ooh, I don't know if Sige has any sketching skills.
What's your dexterity?
16.
16. So you could make an attempt at drawing this and getting some of the anatomy and add +3 for your dexterity.
So it's just a d20 plus 3?
Yeah, d20 +3.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I could give it a shot since
Okay.
might as well.
Go ahead and add your proficiency bonus too, because you know nature and anatomy with nature. So yeah, go ahead and add your proficiency bonus with it.
Oh,
Okay.
plus 6.
So it's essentially a dexterity nature check to draw this.
Okay. $26.
Wow, shit.
Whoa!
I rolled
Nice.
an 18.
Hell yeah. So you have a really excellent sketch of what this thing is. Like, down to, like, you have some time also to set off a couple of small pictures of, like a leg that comes and maybe how it fits into the socket and, like, the anatomy of the bone, like a guess at it.
Sige is your natural like artist here.
Dope.
Charles Darwin.
What
Does
is
anyone else?
Xarrikir's reaction to this creature?
It's an unholy abomination that must not be created again.
Agreed.
And-
We can see clearly that it's part scorpion, right?
Yeah, with the tail.
Kakira, do you want to try and get any poison from it before we burn it?
Maybe.
Can
As if she kind of like scooches over towards it.
Go ahead and make me medicine check if you'd like to do that. Unless there's something Sige wants to say beforehand.
can Sige tell if like how this creature was made? Like if it was
You think
like
that
a
it had to have been made with magical means.
okay. Well, like was it like originally the creatures and then they kind of all got like meshed together? Like, or would Sige have known that they were kind of like Frankenstein pieced together? In a way.
So is it dead stuff put together or Brotherhood? Got it. Yeah, I'm down with this.
It's more in line with Brotherhood, not
Okay.
dead
Oh.
stuff stitched together. More in line
Great.
with like fused together as they were still alive.
Love that. Love
Okay.
that.
So Sige would have a very like somber approach to hopefully actually no, he would know that they suffered, so he would say that burning them would definitely be the best. Maybe it could bring those creatures some peace since they did suffer so terribly.
Oh,
Have we been able to look at the rest of the remains?
Mostly, that's the only thing that's with your nature check earlier. Like you would see that everything else is mostly humanoid bones that have been blown to bits. And from what you've come across, it looks like. Make me a religion check. Kakira
I can
and
do that.
Sige- Sure, Xarrikir, Kakira, and Sige, go ahead and make me religion checks.
Can I get me a scorpion stinger, please?
Oh yes, medicine check for that.
29.
Wow! Yeah,
Jesus
you
Christ!
cut it off, and You can go ahead and add, add Chimera Poison to your inventory. A vial of Chimera Poison.
So does it
21
look
with
like
the
this
natural
chimera? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 21 with the natural 20.
So with the 21, you would notice that looking around, remembering back, you fought some skeletons, and you've heard of zombies. The rotted bits of flesh look, and you could piece together almost full things. It looks like there was a small retinue of like skeletons and zombies that tried to come through here.
Does it look like they came through? Is he sharing this information?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Does it look like they came through together or separate?
Almost in, like the zombies and the skeletons kind of came together, you know.
So it was the undead in a pack, and then the chimera.
Yeah, the
by
undead in a
itself.
pack, and then the chimera came.
God, shit, fucking bitch, damn it.
So there could be a lot of weird and dangerous stuff further back here.
Can I check out the door again and see if there's any way to close this bitch?
From looking around, it. Make me an investigation check.
Okay.
Very.
Yeah, I
very,
get to roll.
Very, very difficult.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, my investigation's +7, guys. Wish me luck. 21.
You feel like
14
there
plus
should be a
7.
way to close this, but you don't have the means to do it right now. You can't figure out how, and even if you could, you're pretty sure you don't have the means.
Poop. Well, shit fire. Can anyone else cast?
Shitfire. That's a new one. I like that one.
Oh
my god.
Can somebody cast a ward in here? I don't know if Kakira has the spell slot for it.
Yeah, Kakira said that
anyone?
she did not.
Does anyone have that?
I do
I
not.
don't have words.
All right. Well, we need to do that before we leave, I think. Well, actually, no, because fuck. Okay. Anyway, are we all done with the thing?
With the Chimera?
The chimera.
I think so. There's nothing else that like Sige would know about the Chimera that would be important.
Is there any reason that Marsica would want to know something about this, or note about it, or?
I don't think so. And regarding Siga's question, I don't think there's anything else that's not coming readily to my mind.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
you've kind of gotten what you can from this.
Okay.
Calvio would
make
pretty
sure.
much wait for everyone to nod that they're done with it and just cast Firebolt back to back until this thing's burned.
Takes about.
I would
good-
also. Oh, go ahead.
go for it. You gather the
I was
rest
just
of
gonna
them?
say I'd make sure everything's like in a pile, so everything's just burned all at once.
You would hear Sige kind of muttering some, like blessings as Calvio is burning everything.
Hey, Aaron, could I technically make holy water?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah. You probably think you could. You probably have tried, but you couldn't. No, you can't.
Okay.
Yeah. That's an excellent question, though. You do have somebody in your party that can.
Yeah. It's gotta boil the hell out of it, right?
Oh my god. Yes.
Yes.
But
That was a good one, Shane.
so,
That was a damn good one.
Oh, you haven't heard that one before?
No, that was
Oh.
incredible.
Oh my god. You
I love that
gather
one.
all of the disparate pieces of flesh in this room and begin to just methodically light it all on fire with firebolt. And It takes a good 5 to 10 minutes, and you get a small bonfire going, and I'm assuming you stay to make sure that nothing untoward happens. And it smells awful. But
During this time, I'm gonna go out by the door and I'm gonna grab a chair and I'm gonna be resting on the chair.
okay. So now it's just like you're too tired, you can't handle the smell also.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you managed to burn the rest of it. And seemingly no threat at the moment. You wonder what else is down that tunnel. Are you gonna go forward? Or are you gonna head back up?
Oh no, we're not going forward today. No, fuck that. We're going.
Yeah,
Going.
we need to go back.
Go the fuck to sleep.
All right. I'm going to assume that Marsica and Kakira head back up with you all.
Yeah.
So, you guys head up. Do you give any direction to the guard?
Probably. You know.
I'm thinking.
I
would
am
rather
going
talk to the guard captain than the still 2 guards that are here.
Okay. So, Xarrikir, what are you going to say? And then we'll get to what he says to the guard
Yeah.
captain.
My character is gonna rest down there in front of that to make sure nothing else comes through.
You're going to take your long rest down there and get like a
Yeah.
cot?
Yeah,
Okay. Sure.
because I have nowhere else really to go. So
I mean, there's rooms in the fort.
I'm more used to this.
All right.
Cots down there.
I would
Okay.
tell the 2 guards to find you a cot then, so that you could sleep comfortably.
Easily done. There's a few guards'
Yeah.
quarters down here as it is. They find a place for you.
Okay.
All right.
So, what else do you say to the guards?
I would ask if the guard captain is awake.
Yeah, the guard captain is awake.
Okay. I would definitely want to go talk to the guard captain.
Okay.
Forget it's morning and not in the middle of the
Easily
damn night.
Yeah. Easily done. What do you say? What do you say to him?
Are we around, like, in earshot of other guards?
He is currently like you've gone into his office. Sort of
Okay,
deal.
cool. So I'll say, it seems that the defenses that we put up in the cellar were put to good use, and I'm not comfortable with what we found down there when we checked it out. We're going to try and put more defenses up before we leave, but in the meantime, it may be best to have a stricter guard for that room.
Very well. How many do you think should be down there?
Well, it doesn't seem like anything is coming here for a purpose. It just kind of seems it's just stuff happening our way and happening to come down the tunnel that leads to us. I don't know if I would want to have several guards down there, much as an open line of communication that we can react quickly if we need it. Is there a system that's already in place for this, for the communication of those guards down there?
So far, since it has been quiet for several days, it was one posted at the door leading down into the catacombs, 2 at the door in which you have asked us to guard, so that one of those 2 would run to send a message to call for more guards, and then the one would cry alarm at the top.
Okay. I just worry that if the 2 guards by the door were Well, I guess, the only way they would really get... anything would happen to them is if our glyph would go off. And if our glyph were to go off, it'd be pretty loud.
We could, might be able to, speak with the fire forges and commission them to create an alarm system.
Let's do that. I don't want to put any undue fear in the guard, because clearly what my colleagues and I have done has been successful and has kept things from happening. However, I'd rather keep it that way. I don't want the guard to freak out over anything.
Of course.
Especially if there's nothing to freak out over. I think that's a good idea to ask the Fireforge family for an alarm, some kind of bell system, so we know.
I will set a man to it.
Okay. Is there anything else going around that need attention before we leave for Andorra?
There have been a few strange reports. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like it's probably nothing because of the men working hard, but a few of them have been not directly at their posts. It's just slightly odd, saying that they had forgotten what their directions were.
Just forgotten?
They seemed either that they had forgotten or that they thought it was a really good idea to be somewhere else at the time. Which I don't understand a whole lot. Hey, Heaven's here.
Hey-oh!
Yo,
Could you...
Mhm.
When
Oh god.
we're done with this conversation, could you direct me to one of them?
Yes, of course.
Other than that, I think the only other thing we need to worry about is the wall on the outside where the dragon attacked. There's some wood there that I think need to be replaced. And I think it's pretty obvious when you see it that that's what needs to be replaced.
Yes. Hold on, sorry guys.
That's all good.
I'm messing with all the camera stuff now because it got
Ra.
dun da da da. Happy Heaven's here. How was your performance? How's the gig?
It was good tonight. Tonight was just with the high school,
Okay.
and we did
Ooh.
surprise side-by-side playing. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Ah.
I read some easy stuff with them, but yeah, it was fun. It's they're a fun group. They're really good. I mean, the whole group is like doctoral people, or like they have graduated with their like alumni of UMKC with their doctorates, or
Oh wow.
current
So they tore it down.
professors. Or stuff. Anyway, it's
Oh,
it's
that's
a
super cool.
group. They're a lot of fun. Anyway, we can continue with D&D.
Nice.
Yeah.
Talk
Oh,
about this
no
one.
worries. So where are we at?
I was telling him to fix the wall.
He would say he'd set him into it
Okay.
easily enough.
Show me to one of these guards.
Sure. And he takes you up, and
I would also like gesture to Kakira to come with me, just in
Okay.
case.
is Kakira going to follow? You're going to stay at the fort.
Follow.
Okay. So Kakira gets up to follow. He takes you to one of the guards that he takes you up to the one of the watchtowers that's on the west side of the town, and walks up to it. And he says, "You, Joseph, let our friends, our masters here know what you told me the other day." And this seems to be a new recruit, a young man of barely 18 or 19. And he says, "Oh, I don't know too much. I was patrolling near the gate, and I got the idea. It'd probably be a good idea for me to be somewhere else, and I checked out one of the other watchtowers, and I wanted to check this watchtower out, so I've been keeping watch here ever since.
That kind of sounds like suggestion, maybe.
Yeah. So Calvio, okay. Sorry, I'm looking through things currently, seeing what the best way of doing this is.
This was, the guard captain would turn to you, he'd say, this was, one of about 5 or 6, and they all say about the same thing.
Can you gather all of them?
An hour. Did it last longer?
It lasts 8 hours. You would know if it was suggestion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you gather all of the guards that told you this?
Sure, yes. And it takes probably about 10-15 minutes, and 5 of these guards show up.
Okay. I would make sure they're all within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
And,
Is Kakira doing anything also? You said you were about to say something.
She was gonna lean over to Calvio and say, I hope you don't want me to dispel magic, because I need to sleep first.
we will see.
Oh,
Calvio would start, he would make some hand signs and say a few words and cast Detect Magic.
I'm not sure if rules as written it shows up, but you would see a faint bit of like purple sparkly stuff around each of their heads. And you would see this as enchantment magic.
Something's been done to these guards. Where were they led away from? Was it the same place?
Yes, they were all at the gate.
Something wanted in.
or something is in.
How big is the town?
It's grown since last you've seen it. There's more houses around. It looks like there's close to maybe 100, 150 people. Maybe upwards of 200.
If I were to
even.
run and come in contact with every building, how many feet would I have to run?
A lot. What is your goal? What are you trying to do?
I get as close to all of the buildings that are in the town in the next 10 minutes.
Oh, you could probably do it within 10 minutes.
Okay. What are the buildings minus our fort made of?
Usually wood or thatch.
How thick are the walls?
Not a foot. On most of them. The nicer
It's 3 feet of
homesteads-
wood.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, it should be fine with most of the wood. The inn, you wouldn't be able to pierce through the cherry blossom inn, or maybe the different homesteads that were originally here, because those are very well built and sturdy houses, and they have like stone foundations up to a certain point, and then wood. You know what I mean? But most of these other ones are like peasant houses that people are just starting to move here,
Okay.
and most of those ones. You could probably get to. It'd be a little difficult. I'd probably make you have you roll me an athletics check to see if you can do it.
Okay. I'm gonna systematically go around every house and building, minus our fort, to see, and I'm going to see if detect magic does anything, and
Sure.
see if I can catch. I'm trying to use passive investigation, not roll an investigation check while I'm doing this.
Okay.
I just don't know how to word that.
That's exactly how you'd word it. See if you
Okay.
notice anything. Just make me an athletics
my-
check to see if you can get to all the buildings.
My passive investigation is 17. If
Okay.
you want to know that. Oh, that's great. That's a 13 because I have no bonus to athletics.
You probably so all of a sudden, Kakira, you see Calvio just start bolting around to different buildings around Horridine's Hamlet, and about 10 minutes pass, and you get to about half of the buildings on this side of the river. You'd get to most of them on this side of the river, I would say, and nothing pings other than what you expect it to from your allies.
So the whole other side of the river has not been searched,
Yeah,
correct?
the whole other side of the river hasn't been searched.
Can I cast detect magic and search the other side of the river?
Of course. That
Okay.
one's less buildings on the north side of the river, so I won't have you roll for it.
Okay.
But you cast detect magic, and you go to the north side of the river and run around real fast to look around. Even manage to get time to go into the inn and look around into the inn. There's nothing.
Son of a bitch.
Kakira probably would have, after seeing him bolt, fly up a little bit and just watch him like sprint
Make me a perception check.
around the hamlet.
Make me a
Okay.
perception check.
26.
Wow! 25 was the DC for this. You see, as you're looking around watching Calvio, you turn towards the southwest, and as he goes towards that side of the town, and you see very far off into the distance a small glint of blue in the forest. And it's like for a split second, like this blue speck is moving.
Okay. When Calvio's done with his marathon, Kakira will go land next to the assumingly panting Calvio. and,
Yes.
Like, hey, I saw like a blue speck out in the forest when you were running around the hamlet. Don't know what it is, but it looked important.
How are you feeling?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Tired?
I don't think we should go out in the forest as much as I want to. The only reason I did this is because I didn't want there to be like an immediate threat. There's
Figured.
nothing, by the way.
Well, at least you got your exercise for the day.
Yeah, we'll say that. Okay.
It's about noon by this point.
I'm gonna go to the gate. How wide is the gate?
Enough for two drawn horse carriages to go through side by side.
So like less than 20 feet.
Close to 20 to
Okay.
25.
I'm gonna take 11 minutes and cast alarm
Okay.
on the gate.
What's going to ping it for you? And are you doing the gate to the east, like the southeast, or the gate to the
gate
north?
the guards were specifically taken from.
Okay, they were taken from the. Yeah, I'd say the southeast gate.
Okay. Anything that comes in that's not approved by a guard and is not a wood like an animal like a squirrel or some shit like that.
So, approved by a guard, I don't think your spell would be able to pick up on that. It's like aberrations, fiends, and stuff like that. That's a really specific thing.
Tiny or larger when you cast a spell, you designate creatures. Oh, so I just have to say like, okay. Fuck. Okay. Gah. Okay. Never mind. I have a better idea. Okay. I'm gonna go to the guard captain.
Okay.
And I'm gonna explain to him that somebody's getting in and moving and magically moving guards from this gate, so they're not noticed.
He leans in.
The gates are to stay shut. There are to be 3 guards at each entrance. 2 of them must be 30 feet apart. Over 30 feet.
Very well. What about trade? If trade caravans come through from Andorra or from the sinking
Let them
country?
in. Let them in. But they have to be approved. We don't want to search anything. We don't want to necessarily like put people off. But until we can get something on this, we need to be careful. Somebody wants in or through, and I don't know why.
I will approve it
Is there a
myself.
way? Is there a way to inspect buildings without disturbing the residents?
Not that I can think of. We can set guards to task to keep their eye out on the town and peer about.
Is there a
but
normal patrol?
There is a patrol that goes through the town, but they merely walk through the main thoroughfare.
That's fine. Have them be a little bit more alert. I don't want them to feel like they can just go into buildings. I don't want them to do that unless there's a real reason. But note anything, and when I come back, we'll chat.
Very well.
Thank you for what you do. And
It
I'll
is part of my
also I'll mention to the guards that we gathered that this was not to be critical of them. This was out of concern, and that they need not worry.
Understood. And he salutes. And unless you have anything else to
No,
say
I'm
to
good.
him, he will go about his business
No,
following
he's
your
good.
orders. So, you make your way back to the fort?
Yeah. On the way back, I'll chat with Kakira.
Okay.
Why would anybody want to come in here for anything other than what's in the basement? In the cellar.
Probably why they're here.
But it's just a cellar door, and they can't get in without blowing it up.
Well, if it's who I think it is, I don't think they'd have any problem getting past it.
But they came in from the outside, and they didn't get past it.
Maybe they didn't try?
Because it would have been too obvious, I guess. Quite concerning.
I mean, I think whoever tried to do it is out there right now. Like, I don't think they're inside the hamlet at the moment, but
Okay. I guess we best go to sleep. There's nothing we can do right now in our shape anyway. What?
All right.
What am I missing? What are you guys doing?
They sent a funny to the Facebook group
Uh-huh.
chat, and then
Okay.
Patrick was yawning in imitation of being tired.
oh, that was an actual yawn.
Oh, well. Patrick is actually tired.
Very conveniently timed.
So, you all eventually find your way to your bed, unless there's anything anybody else would like to do. Marsica or Sige. Xarrikir is currently sleeping.
Oh, I thought we were already asleep. That's why I haven't said
I
anything
assumed
this
so
whole
too,
time.
but I wanted to give you guys the space just in case there's anything.
I also assumed I was asleep because I was
Okay.
not entirely sure what's happening.
Fair
So
enough.
to catch you
Does
up,
somebody want to
I went-
catch Heaven up?
Yeah, I went to go. So we went to the cellar that I opened. That everyone was grumpy with me for opening. There was a bunch of dead, blown up zombies, a bunch of dead, blown up skeletons, and a chimera that was dead, blown up. I burnt all of it. Kakira got some poison, and Sige got a really great fucking drawing of this thing, like bomb drawing.
Rolled
Went
a
back out
26.
to talk to the guard captain. Told him to talk to the Fireforge family to set up an alarm system because I was more worried about communication than guards posted there. I just wanted us to be able to react quickly rather than just have a mass of guards at this building all at once. Asked him if there was anything else we needed to talk about that was going around town. Some guards just randomly thought it was a better idea to go somewhere else. So Kakira and I went and checked it out. I used detect magic and saw purple sparkly things around the brain. I don't know what it was. Cough, cough, suggestion, cough, cough. Ran around town and in a marathon with detect magic on. Couldn't find anything. So somebody went into town or through the town for something. And then I chatted with Kakira. Why would somebody want in except for what's in the cellar? We don't think they're here. We think they're close to the town for whatever reason. Could potentially be the blue thing that Kakira saw. Could not. And now we're all going the fuck to sleep.
Pretty succinct.
Okay, there's a lot there. Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Fang's been asleep the whole time, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
His
snoozing.
Fang had a point of exhaustion from last session.
He did. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
He
he's
just like
sleeping.
curled up.
But
near
he didn't
the
get another one, did
fireplace
he,
and
while
just-
I was gone?
No, he. Oh, did anybody roll that for him?
No, he
when
was
we got
sleeping.
there?
He was
He was
sleeping
asleep.
when we
Oh,
Oh,
rolled.
already
okay,
sleep.
okay, then it's fine.
Remember,
That's
as soon
fine.
as we
Yeah.
came inside,
Yeah. So,
he like curled up.
before I
He was a
forget,
tired
if you have a point after the long rest, if you have a point of exhaustion, we haven't completed the long rest yet, but once we do complete one, you can get rid of 1 point of exhaustion. So Xarrikir, you will still have one after you complete the long rest, since you have 2. I'm sorry.
I think Marsica has 2 now, too, correct?
So
Just
just
No.
one. I thought we rolled
Just-
for her and she was
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we rolled. I had everybody roll again for the second
So
one.
if
and
we
you
sleep
Okay.
from now until the 8 hours and wake up,
Mhm.
and then sleep another 8 hours to the next morning, we're all good.
Yeah, everybody will be good at that point. And then you'll be back on a normal sleep schedule.
So do we just want to do that?
I
maybe
mean,
with a little bit of activities in between 8-hour slumbers.
I have some things I want to do because I have a whole fucking spell book that I need to copy.
Well, I can cast quite a few glyphs of warding.
well, I mean,
Might be a
if
good
we
idea.
need to get up, and if Xarrikir needs to keep resting for a little while,
Okay, so we'll stick
Um,
around town for a
and
bit.
then we can kind of,
But it's gonna be nighttime when we're up.
yeah, but then we can kind of nap, like, we can go like walk around and look at everything, and then go back to sleep, and then wake
Okay.
back up.
All right, cool.
All right. So you all fall asleep. You all go to bed, and you complete a long rest. It
Woo-woo.
is about 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. As you all wake up. The sun is just going behind the rises in the east, sets in the west. You see it just on the other edge of the Shamrath slopes on the western side of it. So, what are you guys doing with the first waking up? So, Calvio, you want to start doing some spellbooky stuff?
Yes, I would love to do some spellbooky things.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I've got to get the damn spell book
All right.
out.
Well, you're getting that. Kakira,
Yeah.
you wanted to go cast some glyphs of warding.
Yes.
Okay. So you make your way back down to the room. How many glyphs of warding are you casting in the room?
I can cast 4.
Okay.
Oh, this is after the rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could probably conscript Flint to come and help with that really fast in between what he's doing if you wanted him to cast a few.
Okay. I'm just trying to decide how I want to do this. Because I could use a 4th level spell as well. Which might be a little overkill, but you know what?
I'm
Might
gonna go
as
to the
well.
bathroom.
You're
I'll
going
be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll cast. The one on the door is still there, right?
Yes. So you'd say owl bear eggs to get past it.
Okay. So I would cast 3 in that room, I guess, in the spots that the other ones were already.
Okay.
And then I would want to put a 4th level spell 1 right at the entrance to the creepy
Okay.
door.
Nice.
And I'm just debating whether or not I do a spell ward or just leave it as like explosion or something.
It's up to you, man. David, do you know how the spell transcription works?
Yes. I'm just figuring out which of these spells I can and cannot transcribe because I physically can't do 4th and 5th level spells currently.
Yeah. It's 100
I-
gold and an hour's worth of time for each level of the spell. So if it's a 3rd level spell, it's going to cost you 300 gold and
3 hours. Okay.
So. Kakira, what glyphs are you doing? What glyphs? Are you just doing explosive ones?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Explosions
So all
are fun.
explosive glyphs.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And the one right by the door is the 4th level glyph of warding, so that does
Sure.
extra damage.
Okay. Good to know.
So, how much time would we have to spend before we went to sleep? Like 3 hours?
You probably have another 3 or 4 hours that you could spend doing things before going to bed again.
Okay.
If you wanted to be at a normal sleep cycle, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything that Marsica would like to do?
It's the most awkward moment.
Yeah, like right as let me ask you a question. Right as you take a bite, I should be a waitress. Oh, shame.
Yeah. And then okay.
Oh, there we go.
I'm not sure at this moment in time. This is my brain. I'm just gonna go and think and then not come up with anything. I really don't know right
That's
now.
okay. Yeah, you can just say you're chilling at the fort.
Chilling
you-
at the fort.
You have
Marsica-
more time than anybody because you're an elf, you know. So if there was anything that you do want to do or you do think about anything, feel free to interject. Be like, "Hey, this is what I want to do right now."
Sounds good.
Yeah. Xarrikir,
Okay.
you're done with
go
your
ahead, sorry.
first. You're done with your first resting. Is there anything you'd like to do? You currently have 1 point of exhaustion still. It is evening time.
I just want to make sure nothing else comes out of this basement thing.
Yeah. So you're staying there. You would know opening it is treacherous without Kakira, but by the time you wake up, having been extra tired, you know that Kakira's in there, and you see her just casting all sorts of spells and tracing glyphs along.
It takes an hour for every single one.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna
Kakira's
chill with
doing
Kakira then.
All
Alright,
4
so watching
hours
Kakira's
would have
back.
been glyphs.
All right, I need each of you guys to roll me a d20.
All of us?
No. Kakira and Xarrikir.
Okay.
Oh.
I am taking all 4 hours to transcribe Spirit Shroud and Absorb Elements, by the way.
Spirit Shroud and Absorb Elements. Okay, sounds good.
And that's a total of 400 gold.
Okay, go ahead and mark that off.
Do I add anything or no?
Nope.
Alright.
What do you got, Kakira?
15.
15? Okay. Cool. Good to know.
I don't like when you do that.
Kakira, go ahead and roll me a percentile die.
Oh.
This one. And
Do I not?
there we go. 61.
61? Okay. You think, for just a moment, you just hear the faint echoing of chains. Just whoosh, whoosh. Almost in the back of your mind.
I don't like that.
Hey,
Is
Aaron.
Xarrikir in the room?
Xarrikir
Yes.
is in the room. I'll get to it in just a second, David.
Kakira would probably just like stiffen up for a second after hearing that. And probably like look around like
Xarrikir did not hear anything.
From that reaction, though, I would ready my mace and be like, what's going on?
Did you hear chains rattling?
I did not.
Oh.
Oh.
Kakira's just gonna go back to
Just
making those
transcribe?
glyphs. Yeah.
Alright. Calvio, what do you got?
I figured I was asking what book Spirit Shroud was in
Oh, okay.
because apparently I can't add it to my spell book because I can't find it.
So sad. Sige, did you have anything you wanted to do during this time before going back to sleep?
If anything, Sige just kind of wanted to, kind of take a walk around the edge, kind of the perimeter, I guess, of the whole city. Just to kind of watch and just to keep an eye out, see if there was anything weird going on.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Kind of a stroll.
Looking around. You see that they are currently repairing the wall and taking down some of the wood that was decayed and reinforcing it or putting up new planks.
Nice. So 21.
21, looking around. It seems to be pretty quiet. And with your expertise in nature, you almost wonder if the appearance of that dragon almost scared away a lot of living creatures in this area. And it might take a little bit of time before they start showing back up again.
That's fair.
And so
Okay.
that's mostly what Sige notices. Honestly. Bless you.
Thanks.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before heading back to bed and preparing for your journey back to Andorra?
I think I'm okay. I'm
Alright.
still just.
Yeah, I'm just making sure nothing comes out of there. Out of
Okay.
that basement.
So you're going back to sleep on the cot nearby?
Yep.
Okay. Kakira? Are you going to stay down there, or are you heading back up to sleep in the fort?
I mean, after I finish the glyphs, I'd probably go back to my room.
Okay. Heading back up. Marsica, Sige, anything else you guys would like to do?
Marsica would have checked on Fang for sure, make sure he was doing alright, which
Make a medicine check.
oh god.
I'm good at those.
I'll give you advantage because it's Fang that you're looking at.
Okay.
And you're pretty in tune with your buddy.
the goodest of boys.
He is the goodest of boys. Those are both good. 22.
Nice. Fang doesn't seem to have been 100% himself since leaving the Deadwood.
Right.
There's at this point, you see, like as you're running through and petting him, there's a little bit of fur that seems to come off, a little bit more than normal.
He's shedding. Okay.
Mhm.
Is it something to be concerned about amount, or is it?
It's pricking your concerned senses.
Did Kakira go to bed yet?
You could probably catch Kakira before Kakira goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Are you a veterinarian? Does this count?
Ask
mean,
the cleric, not the druid.
I would say I specialize more in healing people rather than animals, but I guess I have saved Fang a couple times.
Yeah, you have. That's what. Oh! I almost said puppy, and that would have been very wrong.
Is that Bowman?
It's Bobo.
It's a bow.
It's Bobo.
Would you mind looking at Fang?
Sure, I'll look at him. Do I need a medicine check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. 15.
I'll give you advantage from what the information that Marsica has given you with it.
29.
Wow!
There you go.
Holy crap! You begin to think about the sickness that you experienced in the Deadwood. It seems like Fang might be experiencing another layer to it. And it seems to be lingering.
I'll relay that to, or I'll say that to Marsica, and say, there's nothing I can do at the moment. But
Kakira, you would know that there's a group in Aurealis called the Menders that specialize in healing at all sorts of things.
I will say that as well. That's a long way away, though.
It is a long way away. But
case in point, Fang's not gonna get better though right now. Not by himself.
not
Right.
by himself at the moment. Like it seems like he's still moving around. He was still attacking things really well, and he's fairly responsive. But you seem, since you're so in tune with him, you can tell something is off where most other people wouldn't. Maybe you and Sige would be able to tell, since Siga's nature, and then since you pointed it out to Kakira can tell, of course. But you are naturally in tune with your companion here.
Okay. Then I'll just. I said, okay. Thank you, Kakira. And then Marsica would probably just end up going to bed, knowing that we have nothing we can really do about it now.
Okay. Is everybody else going to sleep?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and switch our music here. And Bowman is starting to be a butthead, of course. He's trying to knock some things over.
No, bow.
The Bobo. All right. So, let's go with this one, actually. You guys end up finding relatively calm in sleep. Oh, this is not what I want at all.
Yeah, relatively calm music.
Relatively calm music.
Epic sleep
Yep.
ever.
Epic sleep ever. There we go. This is fine. So, one by one, you all find your pillows and your rest. Xarrikir,
Yeah.
you... the dream of that night at the fort, when it fell, keeps playing over and over in your head. And now that you are asleep, you hear just these rattling chains in the distance, almost as a backdrop to this dream. Sige, you once again find yourself in the void that you have found yourself in so many times before, but nothing happens. You are just there. It feels as if something is trying to reach out to you but can't. Kakira, you are currently walking along the rocky paths of your home village, when all of a sudden the dream, almost as if it's wrenched from your control, shifts and spins, and you find yourself standing in the middle of Horridine's hamlet. Coming from around the building is a small halfling woman in a blue dress with a large blue sun hat that's set off to the side. And she says to you, "Hello there, love. Looks like you found something that my friend Galadrielin is after. I'm here to make a deal. You, agree to meet us? And hand over that pretty piece of metal you found, and my friends and I will make sure that your little town you're starting," gesturing towards all of Horridine's hamlet, "and your little Honorbound will survive what's coming." And you watch as she gestures her hands, and the dream begins to change as fires begin to catch on the roofs of all of the buildings in Horridine's hamlet, and the sky begins to turn red. She says, "What say you?" You feel like you can converse in your dream currently.
I'm assuming the piece of metal is the spark that we grabbed, right?
Yes, you would assume so.
Okay. Well, I don't exactly have the spark currently, so I don't know what you want from me.
Well, we know that you and your friends have it. You seem fairly, what shall I say, drawn to it. You got some pull in the group.
Maybe.
Meet us, let's say, a day and a half on the way to the road to Andorra. Behind it over there, what do you say?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Is it that you don't like me?
I don't know who you are.
Oh, bother! I'm so sorry I didn't introduce myself. My name's Cerilius.
And should I know you from somewhere?
Make me a history check.
Okay. I'm decent at those. 22.
Wow! Nice. DC was pretty high because you weren't associated with the academy in Aurealis. But the name Cerilius, she ended up getting the moniker of the Luckbender. And it seems like even though she was into mischief, things always went her way. About 2 or 3 years ago, she went missing.
From Aurealis.
From Aurealis, from the academy.
Okay, so we were there around the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are you planning on doing with the spark? If I were to hand it over.
Let's do a little tit for tat. What are you planning to do with it? And then I'll tell you what we want.
Alright. We're just trying to collect them all.
Any particular reason?
I think we all have our own individual reasons for doing it.
That doesn't give me a whole lot to go on.
Well,
Me and my companions, we all have a singular purpose. We want it to power something. I'll give you that
Okay.
much. It will bring a glorious rebirth to this land. If you merely hand it over, we allow you to go about your business. If not, we'll come and take it from you.
I don't much appreciate that threat.
Has talons.
I do indeed.
We'll see you. If you don't want to provide an answer now, how about in that day and a half towards Andorra?
I guess we'll see.
And she says, I hope you make the right decision. We can make things very difficult. And as she raises her hands again, and you start to hear screams throughout the village of Horadines. And as she leaves, walking back around the village, the dream begins to shift again and almost snap back to where it would have been had this not happened.
Awkward.
Interesting.
Your night goes by otherwise unhindered, and the rest of you all awake in Fort Xeris. Go ahead and get that long rest.
Yeah.
So, Xarrikir, you no longer have any points of exhaustion. You're fine.
What?
What?
So you
Oh, well,
guys
that's
all
not
eventually
correct.
find your way. What up?
D&D Beyond put Courtney's health to 15.
Oh
That's
no!
not-
Oh
That's not
god!
correct.
Here we
Remember
go.
what your old one was?
Good luck. That's what I dealt with for a long time, and it likes to be a
What your old one was?
trick until I don't know. It magically fixes itself. I don't know what it is.
Whoop.
Love
I
it.
literally don't hit the auto reset anymore. I just
You put it
Put
in
my-
on your own.
I just manually put it.
Oh, uh-oh. You're level
Yeah.
7.
It does. There's a thing where you can. It'll
Switch it
tell
back.
you the range that you should have had it in. Edit.
That's also why I've been every time we level up, I've written down what my HP was.
That's
So your
probably a
total
good
possible Your total possible is 70. Total average is. I want to say you had a little bit higher than 50. I want to say it was like 53 or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was 53.
I don't feel like
I
that's
could-
right.
I-
but-
I can fix it. It's fine.
So, you guys wake up. You eventually find your way around the breakfast table in the fort,
Refresh your page.
Yes.
and what are you guys doing?
Eating.
We can
Whatever
take a second to figure it out if you guys need.
Nope, it's all good.
Okay.
Do you think it was lower than that? Oh, well then, click the thing, builder, and then click manage HP, and then the override is where you put it. As long as it's not higher than 70, I don't think Aaron's gonna gripe. But I want to say it was somewhere. I thought it was 50. Maybe it was 63. I don't remember.
I think I remember her having like 130 health.
That's a negative.
That's not
Ghost
I
true.
appreciate that.
Exactly what it was.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, I think you're right. I must be
Yeah.
misremembering.
Oh no. So, does Xarrikir, Sige, or Kakira have anything they would like to say? Oh, hold on, Shane. Sorry.
Oh.
Go for it. You say that again.
Oh,
I had muted
he
you
froze.
because you're making all sorts of crunchy sounds, and it was very distracting for a
I
second.
did the same thing. I just heard the clickies. It was just like,
Yeah. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
So,
My computer
I
doesn't like that.
I was gonna tell Kakira that I heard the chains in my dreams from that she heard when she was in the
So that's now
basement thing.
Cellar.
half
Yeah,
the
the
group.
cellar.
And Kakira would probably look over when she says that's about half the group. She'd look over at Sige, because Siga's also had that.
Iga would make the comment of, well, that can't be a good thing.
Certainly not.
Looking at Kakira.
Kakira would mention her dream with Cerilius and make also ask if anybody knows of Galadrielin. Was that the name?
Galadriel.
Galadriel. Galadriel.
No.
It was
I thought the same thing.
Galadrielin? Is that right?
Galadriel.
Got Ladrillin?
I don't.
Okay.
Would
That name
Lauren
should
know of
sound
that name?
familiar to somebody in the group. Lauren wouldn't know that name. Sige. You remember hearing the name just the day before, or remembering this person's name just the day before.
I was wondering.
Yes.
Because I realized we had forgotten to talk about that, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah. Oh, I remember now.
I don't remember.
So
That was one of the people we saw that was kneeling before the dragon, and I didn't know who that was, but Sige did.
Okay.
Sige in mouse form made was able to hear what was going on and heard everything. The only problem is I don't have my handwritten notes, so I don't remember exactly what was said, which makes me frustrated
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
because moving.
Yeah.
So,
Basically, you remember that Galadrielin was
Was that Prince?
was the prince from Sanctuary Grove that forsook his duties. He had some pretty zealot ideas, and he kind of clashed with his family a lot and ended up leaving and went missing.
Great.
So, at hearing Kakira say that name, Sige would perk up and be like, "What was that? The right name? What name did you just say?"
Galadrielin.
And did you tell like the whole dream, essentially, like front to back, or did you just mention?
Yeah.
You just
I
said the whole
would've-
dream.
Yeah, I explained
Okay.
everything.
I wonder, and you would hear Sige kind of look off and be like, "I wonder what she has to do with Galadrielin." And then he would kind of snap back and realize that you guys don't know who this is. And he would say, "So, before I left Sanctuary Grove, the prince, his name is Galadrielin, and he went missing shortly before I left. Now, he did have some, like, kind of outlandish ideas, and from what I heard in rumor, he clashed with his parents a lot, but no one's heard from him in a long time until yesterday, when I was with Calvio, or I guess the day before yesterday, since we slept all day yesterday."
It would have been yesterday morning, like early ass morning.
Okay. When we went to go listen to the dragon, that's one of the people that that was there was Galadrielin.
Okay. And do you remember who else was there? There were 3 people, right?
The Sige, if Courtney had her notes, Sige would know.
It was a large orc fellow with 2 swords on his back and basically a cloth covering his eyes. And there was a small halfling woman in blue wizard's robes.
I can't remember. Did you tell the group about this, or did I just write it down because I was writing things down?
Sige
This is
hasn't
something I
said
think
anything.
Sige hasn't said anything yet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
So I guess-
Sige would be like, I guess in the moment we kind of all got carried away and totally forgot about this. But so there were 3 people. There was Galadrielin, there was a large orc.
There was a
You
big
met the
tree in the
ant over
forest.
here.
An ant?
I know.
Yeah.
Was it one of the ant wives?
And then there was the small halfling woman in blue, who I'm now assuming is
Xarrikir.
And they were all speaking and around this dragon that we saw.
Interesting. And Xarrikir went missing from Borealis as well while I was there.
So did these people run away to join this cause or get called to something?
I'm not sure what they're doing, but I can't imagine it's good.
Yeah. Nothing has a good feeling to this at all. So, and especially if
Would you have mentioned the orc now at this point around Marsica?
oh yeah.
Describe the orc.
Yeah, in detail, though. In detail.
Yeah, I mean I would have described the orc in as much detail as I found necessary. So so definitely that he was large, Actually, no. Sige's smart enough. He'd probably look at Marsica, knowing your history of orcs, and describe him and ask if there was anyone this would remind you of, or if you knew of this orc, or in your travels and experience.
Okay, yeah. So, based off of your description, it sounds like it's the big bad orc that I had killed before that got snatched up and was like, but I killed him. I shot him through the eyes and then hands, whatever. Where are my notes? God. Okay. The portal opened up below him and dragged him down. And then there was the evil voice that said, I still need you. I think that's him.
Oh.
Love that.
Went on my own adventure thing.
This sounds like quite the trio that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're all hearing chains more often, and there are portals opening up, keeping people alive, and a dragon that can breathe death.
So, something is gonna happen.
And they want the piece of the spark back. Yeah, no way.
Well,
So
we will likely run
Calvio
into them.
is holding the spark currently, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I wish...
Well, I think Kakira has something to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, go.
We will probably run into them on our way to Andorra. Probably about halfway through our trip. So,
Okay.
we should be ready
Well.
for that. They were very...
How did they know we had decided to go to
Insistent.
Andorra?
I'm assuming... I don't know. They're nearby. I might have seen Cerilius the other day when Calvio was running his marathon. I saw a glint of blue in the forest.
That sounds like it could have been her.
Yeah.
It also sounds like we know why the guards were not wanting to be by the gate.
And maybe they weren't trying to get into the basement, but they were just trying to gather information.
On us.
Well, that sucks. Poop.
Oh, and then Sige would say, and don't we have some witchy hag that hurt Calvio still out there too?
Yes,
Yeah.
we cannot say her name because Calvio might have a freak out.
She who shall not be named.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's okay, Calvio.
Karen.
Karen.
It's not Karen.
Yep.
Karen.
That's her name.
Oh god. The hag named Karen.
That is now the hag's
Thanks.
name. We need to talk about the hag.
Thanks, I hate it.
You're welcome.
Sounds
Um,
like we need to be extra
know-
careful.
Did they actually get information on us?
Well, they know
knew
where
we
we're
were
going.
traveling to Andorra.
They get,
So,
we don't know
Yeah,
if they
sounds like
managed to find any other info.
Did
And
we?
they did.
Calvio.
Yes.
This is a high DC, but there's a chance.
Oh,
Go ahead and make me an
shit.
Arcana check.
Woo!
Did we let anybody know? Actually, did we sent the sending message, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To the guard captain?
Yes.
All right, Calvio, what was your roll?
27.
Damn. The DC, the difficulty class was 25. You know, you've not heard of the spell before, but you've had something very similar like this done to you. Like, it seemed that Helmina had once reached into your dreams, but instead of just manipulating them like this, made them straight up nightmares, which ended up hurting you, and you weren't able to sleep for the rest of the night. This seems to be a more tame, or maybe another aspect of a very similar spell, and you would know for a spell like this to work, then the spellcaster would have had to have it's kind of like scrying. They need to have some level of familiarity with the person.
Oh.
Which is why they got me.
They couldn't
instead of
go
somebody
after
else.
me. They had to go after you. So Cerilius knows you.
Yeah. Well, I guess we were in Aurealis at the same time.
Yeah, but they have to have a level of familiarity. Like they have to know you. It's not just like I've
being
seen you
able to
walk
see
past me
somebody,
before.
yeah, that's enough. Like is
Oh,
if you see them,
seriously?
yeah, if you see them for a bit and you remember what they look like, that's enough for this kind of spell.
Oh,
that
shit.
kind of level of familiarity.
Yeah, but how would?
I'm not exactly. I don't look like everybody else.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, like, there's not like pictures of you hanging around everywhere, right? So they just hear in Aarakocra is with this group called the Honorbound. How is she gonna go? Oh, it looks like this fucker from this place way the fuck far ago, unless they've seen you recently and spied on us.
Yeah. She was potentially invisible or hiding, got into the camp, was able to watch us for a little while when we got back.
But I ran
After-
around with detect magic, and I didn't catch anything. I mean, I guess they could have hidden it.
Or
She
maybe
got
was
far
in
enough away in
before.
that time.
Oh, the
or
blue spark would have, they've been gone.
Mhm.
Okay. But why you?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Interesting.
You're our healer, so that's a pretty important aspect. Would that
Sure.
I am a healer.
Sure,
who's
but-
done a whole lot of healing.
Did he describe the dream, or did she
Yes.
describe the dream? So, like, if they're clearly after the spark, you don't
Yeah.
have the spark.
Nope.
You have very little associated with the town, just except for the fact that we are associated with the town.
Yep.
So why pick you out of all of us? Like, even Marsica has more attached to this town than you.
Hmm.
And if they really wanted to threaten somebody, why wouldn't they threaten me? I'm the Duke of the town, and I have the thing.
Well, if they've been watching us, they'll know how likely it would be that each of us would respond to this, right? So
I mean, I guess.
maybe they think Kakira would be more likely to
That's fair.
try to argue and to go give them the spark. I don't know.
Or maybe
I don't even know that
Cerilius-
that's necessarily a good point.
Maybe Cerilius just happened to hear of Kakira at some point in Aurelius, and that was just kind of the key that clicked.
Or maybe they didn't have. The only thing I can think of is that they were around, but those guards had that happen before, and if it is suggestion, it would have been 8 hours. There's an 8-hour period. If they were here and they were spying on us, and they saw me casting detect magic, they could have just bailed, which means they didn't have enough time to check us all out, and Kakira could have just been the one that they checked out first.
But I was
Also
with
possible.
you, like,
Well-
most of the time.
Correct. But if they were trying to avoid us, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Does this part also matter?
Kind of.
We could be overthinking it.
Yeah, well, what's new?
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
Do we
I
go
was
to
just gonna say,
Andorra,
so
or
what
do
are
we
we
say
doing?
fuck that and go somewhere else?
Where else would we go?
Borealis?
We don't really have a good
Andorra is
way.
on the way.
Way.
That's true.
Borealis.
Okay.
unless you
But
want to
do
cut
we
through
have-
the deadwood again.
Fuck that shit.
I mean, we could. Well, okay.
If
You
we
could
griffin
traverse
fly,
through the mountains to try and get around things. You could do that. You don't have to go to Andorra.
I need to look at the map.
We could go through with this. We could tell Kakira to tell them that we will give them the spark, but when we see them, we just attack them instead. Because they seem like bad juju, but I don't know how powerful they are. That might be a bad idea. It'd be the element of surprise from our side, I think. For us.
I would rather avoid the conflict.
Yeah.
Could we potentially just eagle fly the whole way? Just ah!
I mean, they would definitely spot us if that's what we're doing.
Right, but if we just keep our asses flying,
But they have a dragon.
they might not have the dragon with them, though.
I
And I
mean-
feel like we would see the dragon.
Dude,
And honestly, if the dragon wanted to find us, the dragon would probably find us, eagles or not.
You're not wrong.
Just my 2 cents.
I'm kind of concerned what they're trying to power.
I feel like this conflict is going to be really hard to avoid.
So
Without
what
just
did,
straight up avoiding Andorra.
yeah. What did you say, Kakira?
Yeah.
I said I wonder what they're planning on using the spark to power.
Didn't we talk about how... I don't know if this was meta or in character, so Aaron's... be clear about this for them. I thought we decided that it was going to take a massive amount of energy to break the chains. And the
Something
spark
you guys had
is
talked about. You talked
is
about this in
basically-
character.
a giant amount of energy when put together.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
the theory.
so-
The theory.
Right. And they said they wanted to bring about a good change to help, and if we gave it to them, they'd make sure we survive.
Yeah, that sounds like
Sounds like they're trying to
bad
break the
guys working for a bad cause that they
Make
think
a
is
deal with
good.
Thanos, why don't we? Right.
Yeah. Sounds like they're trying to break the chains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does sound like that.
And we're
And
all
also-
hearing chains.
Which means the whatever was binding the chained one is dying away.
Yeah, becoming looser.
Yep.
Mhm.
So it's either us get this stuff and rechain it, or they get this stuff and break said chains.
So, sounds like we only have one option.
Battle.
I guess we're going to fight the fuckers. Thanks, I hate it.
I mean, unless we have any other clever idea, I mean, we could. How many pieces of this thing are there?
As
3.
far as you know, 3.
We have one,
Mm-hmm.
There's 2
and they
more.
have
And
one.
we know where they are, potentially.
Do they
Right.
have one?
Because we got the one in the Deadwood. There's one beneath Lake Sasso, and there's one in the Rotted Grove.
Oh. Do we
Thanks
have
for
to
smiling.
fight them?
Say what?
Do we have to fight them?
No, but they're on the way to Andorra. That's why I was saying if we just eagle, just and fly over it and just fuck that shit.
Assuming they don't summon their dragon friend to come and kill us.
Yeah, but if they summon their dragon friend, they're gonna find us, eagles or not. Like if we're
Yeah.
on the ground and we say no and they summon dragon friend, we're just as fucked as if they see us fly over and then they summon dragon friend. At least this way we have eagles.
Or if
The
they're-
only other option is
and they know we're going to fly, and then it's a trap in the sky.
the only other option
Sige is gonna say, hold on, pause. And just kind of look around and make sure that we're actually by ourselves.
Oh, are we
Sure,
by
go ahead and
ourselves?
Make a perception check.
Before we discuss any further plans. That is a natural 20, so that's a 23.
Wow.
Damn.
As you can tell, as far as you can tell, you are by yourselves, other than servants that are about, and making sure things are clean, things are cooked and put up, and
Does
things about the food are taken care of.
Calvio know about scrying?
Yeah, Calvio
I would
would know about
assume. Does Calvio know how to tell if we're being scryed upon?
scrying. You would know that you need to be able to see invisibility.
Wait a second. Can I do that?
Damn it, Patrick.
Mm,
I know
No,
that
I
Sige
don't
has
get-
done it.
I don't get true sight. I can see through magical and non-magical darkness, but currently
I don't
nothing
know if
else.
fairy fire works for that though.
Oh.
I mean, it would work, but you have to just guess where things are, and in order for it to be effective, you just have to cast it in every single inch that
Yeah.
could be
Oh,
seen.
fuck
But yeah,
that.
theoretically that would work. You'd have to cast it a bunch.
Yeah.
So if I
And
just sat
Sige
here,
doesn't have it.
how far away? I don't know how far away scrying could be, so I couldn't. Bah. Okay.
So what are we doing,
Okay.
guys?
I guess.
Calvio is going to.
We-
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this regularly, but Calvio is gonna switch what language he's speaking it in every other word,
I'm assuming.
and he's gonna be looking at Kakira when he's saying this.
Okay, which languages are you switching to?
What do you know?
Aarakocran, Orin, Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, and Old Tongue.
So you know Celestial, Common, Old Tongue. Did you say Elvish?
Dwarvish.
Dwarvish. Okay. So I'm gonna switch between Celestial, Elvish, and Old Tongue.
I don't know Elvish.
I know, but 2 people in our group do.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm saying is our only other option is to skip Andorra completely.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they're smart. I don't know if they need to make an intelligence check to see if they pick that up or not. Aaron, I don't know.
I would say you'd be able to say it in enough different ways. You know your friends.
Yeah.
Change things. I don't want to nitpick like that right now.
Okay.
I'd say Calvio's smart enough to say it in a way that everybody would understand with switching languages around.
Okay.
The only thing is that Andorra kind of needs us right now.
Are we all switching languages, by the way?
Sige would probably catch on and go back and forth,
Okay.
but he'd keep it between languages that you've spoken.
Okay. Do we want to just deal with this fight that's coming and just go? Because we keep coming back to this.
It's tough because if we're being scryed on, then they're gonna know we're coming either way, right? So if we're in the air,
Correct.
they'll be waiting for us in the air. On the ground, they'll be waiting for us on the ground.
Sure.
But if we're not, if we're overthinking this, then your eagle plan could work.
I guess.
We
How many
could go.
days would it take to fly to Andorra from Hoardines?
It's a 4-day travel. I'd say it'd probably take you about 2 days to fly, if that. Like
So
about
even
half.
then, if they're scrying on us and we fly, they're gonna catch us when we land.
Yep.
So they're gonna be in our camp
Mm-hmm.
if they're scrying on us.
So I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't know any other language besides Common, so
So Xarrikir has no idea what's going on. You guys.
He just gets the random word in common, and he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god.
That's
Fantastic.
hilarious. That's hilarious. I love it.
Beautiful. What a beautiful moment.
Incredible.
That's really amusing.
Yeah. You should know Infernal.
no, we decided not to because the only language that I learned and grew up with was Common.
That's right. Yep. We did decide that. Okay. You haven't
Well-
come across anybody infernal things yet, so.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know.
Just sounds like we need to go.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well travel.
Yeah, and if we're gonna
travel.
deal with it, we may as well just walk because we might as well save our spell slots.
Yeah.
Well,
Because I'd hate
what-
for us to use Eagles land and then be like, well, here they are, and have to deal with a fight.
Yep.
What do we
And
want to do about
Flint's not with us.
Hoardings Hamlet then?
You could leave some
Yeah,
directions for Flint.
Yeah, let's leave some directions for Flint. Bolster the guard and the defenses. Trouble may be coming. Basically. Like, big trouble.
Big Trouble Little Town.
Yep.
Big
I
Trouble
mean,
Little Hamlet.
is. I guess there's really no way for us to protect the town unless we, like, stay in it, per se.
Yeah.
Correct.
And we have to go to Andorra. We told them we'd be there. It sounds like we just need to go. Let's just go deal with it. See what happens.
Siga's definitely a little worried that
I mean, yeah, me too.
they're gonna scorch the town.
I mean, if they were strong enough to get it, they would have.
Unless us
Maybe.
going there. Oh, God. What if them pulling us out of the town is
The
giving
point.
the advantage they need? Have we thought about that part yet?
I
No.
don't think they haven't tried to bait us out or anything. They just
No.
know what we're planning on doing.
This all could be a bluff to keep us occupied while they go out and get the other sparks.
Also true.
What is
I
so? The
mean-
next thing we absolutely need to do is go to Andorra.
Can Aaron? Is it possible to switch the map to the,
Oh,
the
yeah,
world map?
sure. What do you need? World map?
I just want to see the world map. Yeah.
Is it? Would it be really bad if we sent a letter saying that we're not going to, that we're gonna put off our trip by a day just to stick around just to make sure?
I mean,
Or-
we didn't give them a timeline. We just said we'd be on the way, and we didn't tell them where we were. We just said we're on the way,
Yeah.
so they don't have a timeline. So if we waited a day,
Yeah.
and
Just to see.
but regardless, everywhere we have to go is past Andorra. Like if you look on the map,
I mean, yeah.
Lake Sasso is way the fuck past Andorra, and the Rotted Grove is even more past that.
I mean, we
So
could.
regardless, we've got to go through Andorra.
We don't have to. We could go through Ubask.
Didn't we say that we have to go to Andorra? We told them we'd be there.
I mean, we told them we would be there for the sewer problem, but I don't know if it was that big of a deal. They've got people from Aurealis now that are
Okay.
dealing with the plague and people that go in. They asked us to give them a reference.
What if we
Wait.
send them a message then? What if we talk to Zerf and get their personal opinion?
That is a lot to say in 25 words or less.
A lot. We can give them the basic idea of our current situation.
I really feel like Zerf should see the spark. That's really the only reason I kind of wanted to go to Andorra. That like the sewers be damned. Like I'll help them, of course, but the main reason was so Zerf could see the spark, or the piece of spark rather. Zerf has insight we don't.
I have lots of insight.
Correct. Not the same.
Oh.
So
Andorra. So that way we
I
can.
think. Yeah, I mean, we keep coming back to this, so we may as well just.
Zerf. Well, yeah, we're gonna need their opinion. Well, Zerf's opinion on the spark.
I'm not saying not
No.
go to Andorra. I'm just saying, do we wait a day to go to Andorra? That's all I was saying.
I mean, I guess we could.
take a different path.
No,
But if they're
I was
scrying on us,
just-
they're still gonna know.
I was saying to stay in Horadines for just an extra day, just to make sure that everything is all good to go. Because I'm wary that as soon as we leave,
They're gonna attack.
it's just gonna be hellfire. And
So
there's
does
gonna
it-
be nothing that anybody can do.
Does it
Okay.
matter if we stay an extra day or not?
I don't know.
Right, because if they're scrying on us and they're just waiting for us to leave, would it even matter?
Maybe not, but can I?
Catch them by surprise? If things are in motion that can't be undone on their end.
Where was the blue sheen in the woods?
Are you guys still talking in different languages, or are you speaking in common?
We're talking in different languages.
Alright,
I
you see
am.
Xarrikir's eye just glaze over and just starts wandering and fiddling with things.
Xarrikir's just walking around now. You would have seen, it would have been towards the camp that you guys had gone to see before.
It was in the southwest. Or it was
How far
southwest.
away from town was it?
It's about 10 miles was where that camp was.
So it's a little ways. Can you go see if you see the blue sheen again?
I could certainly check again. No guarantees I'll spot it. It was
Fair
very,
enough.
very hard to see.
I'll walk out with him, with her, fuck, and I'll send Aldra up as well.
Sure. So you're walking out. Kakira, go ahead and make me a perception check. And then Calvio, go ahead and make me a perception check with Aldra.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
go
the
to a
teams
place and try to
think
get boots.
You're gonna go try and get boots, because that's right, you don't have any boots yet.
I forgot about that.
Oh my
22.
gosh. Yeah, you would easily be able to find boots.
Alright.
I don't see shit.
I got a 22 from
All
Aldra.
right.
I got
Kakira
a
got-
9.
I got a 9,
I rolled,
so yeah,
I
nothing.
rolled 3 twice.
Oh,
That sucks.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well,
I rolled an
all the
18 and then a
20
19. So
All the 20s I've been rolling have to balance out at some point, I guess.
That's fair.
There you go.
Yeah.
fair.
The Aldra, looking through her, you don't see much other than what you've normally seen. There, you don't notice a campfire off in the distance as you did the previous day. You see very far off in the distance a few wyverns flying throughout the sky and seeming to dive into the forest to hunt, but that's miles and miles off. Not a threat to the town at all. But it's a common sight.
And you
out
said it
there.
was southeast or southwest?
Southwest was where she had run.
Okay. Well, there was that idea. Shall we just go then? Or no, we decided we were waiting a day.
We can wait a day. I can put some glyphs outside the gates, I guess, and
Yeah, we can fortify some more. I'll build some.
I can
rapids.
learn more spells.
So, Calvio, you have all day to learn spells if that's what you're going to be doing.
It's less about time and more about the current gold that I'm carrying at this point.
All right.
Um,
Kakira,
I'll
are you
let
going
know.
about and setting out glyphs, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what else I would do.
Do you have any spots in particular that you'd want to check out?
Outside the gates.
Okay.
Not like close enough that if they were to explode, they would damage the gate, but
Okay.
like just far enough away that they wouldn't cause any damage to.
What's the what's the stipulation to cause them to go off? Because there are trade routes that are starting to come through here now, and if just a rando walks over the road with a glyph on it, it's gonna explode,
Boom.
and that's gonna be a bad time for your traders.
Explode everybody.
Explode them.
Nobody shall pass.
Nobody comes into the hamlet. You explode. You explode.
God.
I'm rereading the spell right now. Okay.
Shay, did you see what they said in the chat? With the downtime.
What?
So it says Xarrikir is learning a second language.
Oh.
Yes.
It's not that intelligent. It would
Yeah,
take
with
him
that-
like
it would
maybe
take
like
him
2
months.
years.
That's beautiful. Yes. Oh my god. So, what is Marsica doing anything? Is Xarrikir gonna start trying to learn a new language, or what's Xarrikir doing?
I'm gonna go back down to that cellar and make sure.
Make sure what now? You froze?
I'm assuming
So I'm gonna go
nothing
back-
comes in.
Yeah, make sure nothing else comes in. I'm gonna go down to that basement.
Go ahead and roll me a percentile die.
That's a 100, right?
Yeah, D100. What you got?
83.
83. You start to hear the faint chains off in the distance, seeming to come down further from the tunnel.
Hmm.
They ring from your head, though. It's a strange experience.
All right.
What is Marsica doing?
She's being her wood elf self. She went and found a nice tall area in the town, and she's also just like watching the outskirts as much as possible outside the fence to see if she sees anything suspicious.
Go ahead and make me a perception check as well. And then what's Sige doing?
What is Sige doing?
25.
2-5?
2-5.
Wow. Not much. You notice what Sige had noticed the previous day, that a lot of the wildlife seems to be clearing away from this area, even farther out from the town. Like, you're not even seeing very many birds. They all seem to be kind of hiding at the moment.
And we think that's because of the dragon?
Probably.
Hey,
Would it make sense that it is 100% the dragon causing that?
That's the only logical explanation you can currently come up with.
Okay.
Unless you come up with
How
another
long?
one, then you could...
Hey, Aaron.
What's up?
For a creature to be hostile towards me, does that mean we have to be in combat? Or...
I don't think so. What are you trying to do? Are you just trying to say creatures that are hostile toward me, it will set it off?
Potentially.
Okay. Let me look into that. Because that you would know that leave a pretty large loophole. It would take somebody with malicious intent to coming through. Like, it would allow somebody who just wants reconnaissance. They would be able to get past that. Because they're not necessarily hostile towards you yet. But that might change going in. You know. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so for at least one of them, the real reason I asked is because Guardian of Faith is any creature that is hostile towards me.
Okay.
So if I set that spell to be cast when the glyph goes off.
Oh. That's interesting.
Can you name people in specific when warding?
Can I name specific people?
I don't think so. I'd have to check on that, but I
Damn.
don't think so. I don't think it's that specific.
That would be
Okay,
useful.
so, but I could set like multiple races potentially that would set it off.
I think so.
So if I said halflings and orcs would set off
Mm-hmm.
this spell.
Yeah, you
And
could.
then it would-
I would say
it
you
would
could do that,
Guardian of
but
Faith.
you might have an issue with other halflings that travel through this kingdom, on like travel merchants and things like that. They're not like an uncommon race.
Okay, and there's no like I can't do like if a magical something comes in.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think
it says when you cast this spell, you can specify individuals that are unaffected by any or all of the effects that you choose. You can also specify a password that, when spoken aloud, makes the speaker immune to these effects. This is from the compendium.
Okay,
So,
but it doesn't say you can have X, Y, and Z people will trigger it.
I mean, it says you can specify individuals. It's not
That
exactly.
are unaffected by
That are
any or all.
unaffected.
So, like, you could say Calvio can pass through this, but no one else could.
So he'd
Oh,
have to
I
go through
understand
every
now.
single
I'm
person in the
stupid.
town. So, yeah.
And then some.
And then some. Yeah. So it's long story short, it's a good idea, but I think with the specificity you want, it's not going to fit the bill.
Okay. Bummer. Well,
It's excellent for guarding something like that hallway or that the entrance to that area
a
down there.
room that we can put 20 glyphs of warding
Exactly. It's excellent for something like that, and you tell your guards, no, just don't go in there. You know?
in. No.
No.
Also, how long did we determine that it took to get to where that camp was the other day?
It's 10 miles.
It was
Yeah,
10
it was-
miles, but like
with,
how long
with
would that
Kakira
take?
flying, I think it took like an hour to fly that amount with her flying speed with the math that I did.
Also, I'm
Um,
not doing spells, so I can come with people to do things.
Okay.
So it would
Um,
probably take you half the day of normal walking to get out there to look.
But if I like... So if I turned into something that could run faster, then that might change things?
Possibly.
Would you want someone to come with you?
We could do the same thing where we turn Calvio into a rodent and Sige does whatever and I fly both of them.
I don't like this plan.
Oh, but it was so funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
So fitting. I forgot what he turned into. Was it a
I turned him into a weasel.
A
new
week.
weasel? That's right.
I honestly thought they were going to turn me into a pheasant. So,
Nah.
with Kira flying me as a pheasant, that
Would
would
be
have
funny.
sounded fun.
No, I just... I just thought of Harry Potter
Fair
turning you
enough.
into a weasel.
So, do you want to go check out the camp then?
Yeah, just to see. Sige is curious
Why don't we just all go?
if. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I could expend a, slot and get us all horses to get us over there quicker, or we could see if there are
eagles.
any around the town that we could borrow through the day and just ride them over there.
Can I
Yeah, you
summon
could
the guard
easily
captain
get
and
some.
see if they
You
have?
could,
Okay,
you could
yeah,
easily
sounds
get
great.
horses. They're
That's
not
cool, now we have
necessarily
horses.
riding horses there, but they'll. If you push them, they'd get you out there faster. But you'd have to do the normal speed to come back, or you might harm the animal, sort of deal.
Sure,
Right.
that's fair.
Yeah.
We don't want to hurt the horses.
No.
Mm-mm.
So horses to camp.
Yeah, we might as well just to see if there's anything extra. We can stop a little bit further out with the horses just so we don't come
Close.
galloping in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come on.
With a
Do you want
whole
me to
herd.
sneak before we all go in?
Sure, since we'd all be kind of close enough. Since we did see the dragon fly off, we know at least the dragon's not there
Okay.
anymore.
So it's basically the same plan, but with horses
Kinda.
and everyone.
Just a little bit slower.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it.
All right.
And
Let's
with me
go.
not being a weasel,
If everyone else is okay with that.
I think it's probably
Yeah.
a good idea.
So you guys are heading out with some horses.
Do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So the five
That
of you
campsite.
make your way out to previous campsite. It takes you probably about, I'd say, 2 or 3 hours to get out there riding. And you come to where the campsite was, and you see evidence of a campfire that has been stamped out and put out.
How recently?
Make me a survival check.
Yes.
Ooh.
I think that's a +7. Am I correct? Survival, yes. Oh, that's a 19. That's a 26.
Wow!
Jesus
Holy crap!
Christ.
Nice.
So with a 26, not only do you know that they put the campfire out about 20 hours ago, making it yesterday, you would know that you would notice some footsteps heading towards the north, which would lead towards the Andorran Road.
Wow.
We-
I would relay that to the group so that way they know.
Sige would ask you, could you track them?
Can I track them?
You're fairly
You should be good
confident
at
from
that.
this. You could probably track them.
But
Yeah.
horse.
But horses. We would have to go on foot if we wanted the element of surprise. I mean, Marsica could
Listen.
probably track them to a point that I would know when the prints are getting too fresh for us to be going any further on horseback. Is that fair, Aber? Could I...
Wait, say that again?
Like, Marsica could track them close enough that, you know, at some point I'd be like, okay, now the stuff is starting to get too fresh, we can't go any further on horseback.
Yes, but you would know that it's more difficult to track from horseback too.
That's
So you would need to be closer, like walking and looking around to find things.
True, okay. So
Or
then,
you'd
yeah.
have to get off every bit. They'd have to leave very clear tracks of getting off looking. If they went that way, you get back on the horse and go. It's more
Right.
difficult than just being down. Which, it's possible. You could totally do that.
It
So what do we
might
do about the horses?
Huh?
And
So what do we do about the horses?
could we? Is it possible if?
Does Marsica know if
Wait.
horses typically know how to find their
There
way
it
home?
is. The druid's thinking.
Oh.
Could I, if I can speak with these animals, can I tell them to go home?
That's definitely something you can do.
But would they actually be able to make it home? Do we know? Or, like, are they smart
there's
enough?
There's always the chance of predators. Like, you've seen wyverns are around, but and horses are pretty tasty. So
you had one before?
But you think you could probably convince them that they're smart enough to know where home is.
Okay.
Yeah, druid things.
So, if you guys are comfortable with it, I could just tell the horses to go home without us, and then we could just continue on by foot if we want to track them.
I'm down for this.
I'm fine for it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna be about a half day behind them, so a day and a half behind them.
Was there all 3 sets of footprints, or was it just 1 or 2, by the way? Marsica, did you notice?
She would know that information. There would be... yeah, there would be all 3 sets of information. They'd all be going that direction.
Okay.
Interesting.
All
So they're
of information
together.
of tracks.
Okay.
Let's go!
So then Sige would cast Speak with Animals
Okay.
to the horses.
Okay.
Horse go neigh.
I'm trying to think of what I would say to these horses.
Go
Male.
home.
You see, like, as you speak with animals,
Squeaker.
you start hear them just talking about, oh, good grass. Like, they're currently just munching on some grass right now.
I love Aaron speaking as animals. It is my favorite.
You need to cast Speak with Animals more.
Yeah.
I know. I should do it more. Okay. So Sige will be like, how the fuck do I address a group of horses? Hey, horses? Like...
I mean,
Sorry.
you say, if you're actually saying this, they'd all look up and be like, and just like give like the exhale huff.
Just don't use Speak with Animal on squirrels.
Oh no,
I
please,
mean, you've done it on frogs.
please do.
so-
Okay, so Sige would be like, hey horses, and watch them all respond. God damn. You guys need to go home. Do you guys remember where home is?
They kind of like look at each other, and the horses are kind of like looking up and down like this. They're like, "We know home."
Okay,
Horse.
go home.
They start to turn and start to look, and then one turns back and says, "You come with?"
Not this time. But hurry home.
And then they all just start to just like gallop.
Gallop off?
Gallop off towards Ortiz Hamlin.
This is my favorite
Horse
thing
Aaron
in the
is my
world.
favorite Aaron.
Okay. Alright guys, we're all good. We're going home.
You made Courtney cry!
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Calvio just watches this, hearing just from
Yeah, it's just
Sige
all
and
I was
the
gonna
horses
say,
that
do you guys hear Sige like horse neighing back at them? Is that what everybody else?
Please say yes. Please say
Hey,
yes.
I guess that's up to Sige, because Sige could talk normally, and then the horses would understand. But what would Sige do? Is Sige gonna talk like a horse at these things?
I don't know. either way, I guess either way would be just as effective.
Yeah, no, it's just effective. It's
Okay.
just flavor. Like, what would Sige do?
No, I don't.
Nay like you mean it.
At least when it came to the horse, I don't think he would have started neighing. I think, I
Maybe a
think he'd
couple of
probably
puffs.
turn. Yeah, he'd probably turn and whisper like, "My horse isn't very good. We're just gonna stick with English."
Stick with common. Yes.
Or yeah, stick
So-
with common.
The horses are currently on their way back to Horadin's hamlet. You guys are turning towards the north. In the distance, you see the Dragon Fang Range towering above the trees. And we'll pick up next time with you guys trying to find this strange group of people that threatened you to give them the spark. So, oh my gosh.
Yay.
That was the
That was-
best.
That was incredible.
That was beautiful. Anybody have any other questions or clarifications?
I'm good.
I don't think so.
Right.
Right
Yeah,
now.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Thanks, Professor Aaron.
Oh my god. I've been in professor mode all day today, like teaching lessons. But anyways, everybody in the chat, thank you for taking the time to watch and hang out. We're going to go ahead and end here. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening.
Woo woo.
Bye.
Oh, I can't
Okay.
find everything.
Bye.
Oh my god.